Ready for
Yeah.
flies with them.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting of the council for the town of Petawawa to order for August 25th, 2025. Welcome to members of council and staff, and I guess the hundreds of people watching online. I'll begin this evening's meeting by reading the land acknowledgement. As we gather this evening, I would like to acknowledge on behalf of the Petawawa Town Council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Omami Winini Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Omami Winini people and express our respect and support for their rich history, and we are extremely grateful for the many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years, and we wish to acknowledge our shared responsibilities in responding to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission 94 calls to action. Call to action number 65. We call upon the federal government through the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council and in collaboration with the Aboriginal peoples, post-secondary institutions, and educators, and the National Center for Truth and Reconciliation and its partner institutions to establish a national research program with multi-year funding to advance understanding of reconciliation. Recent progress under budget 2018, $3.8 million in funding was provided to support the commitment to call to action 65. And now I'd ask that all those in attendance please stand for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you very much. Just before we get underway today, I'd just like to recognize a couple of individuals. Last week, our acting fire chief, Craig Prue, was fortunate enough to receive a commendation from the Chief of Defense Staff for the entire Garrison Petawawa Fire Department and the Petawawa Town Fire Department for their bravery during the 2023 Chinook incident. So congratulations to Craig and the fire departments. That's quite an honor. And I'd also like to recognize a Petawawa resident. His name is Daniel Epp. He went to the Junior Pan Am Games in Paraguay last week, came 8th in the men's triathlon, and then was a member of the mixed triathlon relay team that won a silver medal. So congratulations, Daniel. Okay, and now I need a motion to approve the agenda. Moved by Deputy Mayor Sabourin, seconded by Councillor Donovan, that the agenda for the August 25th, 2025 regular meeting of council be adopted as presented. I'll call for the vote. All in favor? It's carried. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest on these matters? First up, we have some minutes that need approval. The minutes for the council meeting of August 11th, 2025. I need a motion to approve those minutes. Moved by Councillor Carmody, seconded by Councillor Coutu, that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held August 11th, 2025 be approved as printed and circulated. Are there any questions or concerns? I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Carried. There's no presentation, so we'll get right into the bylaws. First up, we have bylaw 1773/25, being a bylaw to amend bylaw 456/07 of the Corporation of the Town of Petawawa as amended. I need a motion for first and second reading of the bylaw. Moved by Councillor Coutu, seconded by Councillor Roots, that bylaw 1773/25, being a bylaw to amend bylaw 456/07 of the Corporation of the Town of Petawawa as amended, be read a first and second time. I'll call for the vote. All in favor? It's carried.
Corporation of the Town of Petawawa, bylaw 1773/25, being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 45607 of the Corporation of the Town of Petawawa as amended, be read a first and second time this 25th day of August, 2025.
I need a motion for third and final reading of bylaw 1773/25. Moved by Councillor Carmody, seconded by Deputy Mayor Sabourin, that bylaw 1773/25 be read a third and final time and passed. Any questions or concerns on the bylaw? I'll call for the vote. All in favor? It's carried.
Corporation of the Town of Petawawa, bylaw 1773/25, being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 45607 of the Corporation of the Town of Petawawa as amended, be read a third time and passed. This constitutes third and final reading of bylaw 177325, this 25th day of August, 2025.
And just for a reminder for everybody, that was the severance of the lot in behind Pineview. Okay, next we have bylaw 1774/25, being a bylaw to authorize the execution of a grant agreement to receive funding under the Canada Public Transit Fund, Rural Transit Solutions Fund, with His Majesty the King and Right of Canada as represented by the Minister of Infrastructure and Communities. I need a motion for first and second reading. Moved by Councillor Driscoll, seconded by Councillor Coutu, that bylaw 1774/25, being a bylaw to authorize the execution of a grant agreement to receive funding under the Canada Public Transit Fund - Rural Transit Solutions Fund with His Majesty the King and Right of Canada as represented by the Minister of Infrastructure and Communities be read a first and second time. I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Carried.
Corporation of the Town of Petawawa, bylaw 1774/25, being a bylaw to authorize the execution of a grant agreement to receive funding under the Canada Public Transit Fund, Rural Transit Solutions Fund, with His Majesty the King and Right of Canada as represented by the Minister of Infrastructure and Communities, be read a first and second time this 25th day of August, 2025.
I need a motion for third and final reading of bylaw 1774/25. Moved by Councillor Donovan, seconded by Councillor Carmody, that bylaw 1774/25 be read a third and final time and passed. Any questions or concerns? I'll call for the vote. All in favor? It's carried.
Corporation of the Town of Petawawa, bylaw 1774/25, being a bylaw to authorize the execution of a grant agreement to receive funding under the Canada Public Transit Fund, Rural Transit Solutions Fund, with His Majesty the King and Right of Canada as represented by the Minister of Infrastructure and Communities, be read a third time and pass. This constitutes third and final reading of bylaw 1774/25, this 25th day of August, 2025.
Okay, there's no correspondence, so I'll go right to the minutes. We have council and committee meeting minutes from August 19th, 2025. I need a motion to approve those minutes. Moved by Councillor Ruth, seconded by Deputy Mayor Sabrin, that the minutes of the council and committee meeting held on August 19th, 2025 be accepted by council and that resolutions from that committee become resolutions of council. Any questions or concerns on the minutes? I'll call for the vote. All in favor? It's carried. Next, we have minutes from the Petawawa Business Advisory Network meeting of June 3rd, 2025. I need a motion to accept those minutes. Moved by Councillor Ruth, seconded by Councillor Coutu, that the minutes of the Petawawa Business Advisory Network meeting held on June 3rd, 2025 be adopted as information. Councillor Ruth.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have spoke to these minutes, and so has Christine Mitchell, our Economic Director. So if there is any questions, I will take that as well. Council, thank you.
Any questions on the PBAN meeting minutes of June 3rd? Okay, I'll call for the vote then. All in favor? It's carried. We're rolling here. Let's go to staff reports. First up is ED-17-2025 Community Improvement Plan, Legacy Homes, 4 Dorn Road. Colin.
Thank you, Mayor Service. Through you, the council, I'll present these next few reports on Christine Mitchell's behalf. She had an approved vacation date today, so she asked if I could step in. So I'll do my best. I'm not Christine, but I'll do my best. The recommendation is the council under the community improvement plan adopted by bylaw 1441-21 enter into a funding agreement with Todd Lance, the applicant for the commercial business Legacy Homes located at 4 Dorn Road, permitting the CIP incentive for up to $1,000 under the signage improvement grant. This property owner has his business located at this commercial property. They have a new branding logo and they would like to adjust the position of the facade signage on the building. Some of the signage of this property will also be removed. And this falls within the funding or the budgeted amount for the 2025 envelope. So if council is okay with this, that's the recommendation and happy to take any questions or try to. That's right.
Questions on the report? Okay, I don't see any, so I need a motion. Moved by Deputy Mayor Savrin, seconded by Councilor Carmody, that council, under the Community Improvement Plan adopted by bylaw 1441/21, enters into a funding agreement with Todd Lance, the applicant for the commercial business Legacy Homes, located at 4 Dorn Road, permitting CIP financial incentive of up to $1,000 under the signage improvement grant. I'll call for the vote. All in favor? That's carried. Next, we have ED 18 2025 Community Improvement Plan relocation by Laura at 4 Dorn Road. Colin.
Thank you again, Mayor Service, through you, the council. This is the CIP grant for another one for 4 Dorn Road, but it's for a different business. It was formerly the relocation by Lisa and is now relocation by Laura, hence why we are coming to council with a request for a signage grant for up to $1,200 under the signage grant. The business is now owned and operated by this new individual, and it's their first time they put a request, so they would like to utilize the portion of the existing pylon sign and replace the fascia sign on the building and remove some of the other, obviously the old signage as well. So the council is in favor. The recommendation is before you, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions on the report? All they had to do was take out the I and the S and put an A and AUR in it, I think. Since there are no questions, I guess I need a motion. Moved by Councilor Coutu, seconded by Councilor Donovan, that council, under the Community Improvement Plan adopted by bylaw 1441/21, enters into a funding agreement with Laura Brown, the applicant and owner of relocation by Laura, located at 4 Dorn Road, permitting CIP financial incentive of up to $1,200 under the signage grant. I'll call for the vote. All in favor? It's carried. Next, we have ED 19 2025 Community Improvement Plan. Richard Amiot Financial Services Incorporated, 3231 Petawawa Boulevard. Colin's up again.
Thank you again, Mayor Service, through you, the council. The recommendation is that under the Community Improvement Plan adopted by bylaw 1441/21, enter into a funding agreement with Nancy Dugra, applicant, the daughter of the owner, Richard Amiot Financial Services, located at 3231 Petawawa Boulevard, permitting a CIP financial incentive for up to $1,000 under the signage grant and for up to $2,000 under the building facade and improvement grant. This is a commercial business. Richard Amiot Financial is operating at 3231 Petawawa Boulevard. It has a commercial enterprise on the main level with a residential unit on the upper. The business is seeking to upgrade the facade sign and address the address numbers on the building. The new facade sign will feature a new logo for the business. The applicant is also seeking to have the front of the building refreshed with some fresh paint. The applicant is proposing a dark gray finish on some of the brick and the siding, which will reflect a more modern and cohesive look. And this is also the first request for this commercial property. So I'd be happy to take any questions should council have any, but the recommendation is before you. Thank you.
Questions on the report? Okay, then I need a motion. Moved by Councilor Root, seconded by Councilor Carmody, that council, under the Community Improvement Plan adopted by bylaw 1441/21, enters into a funding agreement with Nancy Dugay, applicant, daughter of the owner, Richard Amiot Financial Services, located at 3231 Petawawa Boulevard, permitting a CIP and financial incentive of up to $1,000 under the signage grant and up to $2,000 under the building facade and improvement grant. I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Carried. Okay, next we're already at councilor reports. We'll start with Deputy Mayor Savrin.
Thank you, Mayor Service. Just to report, in July, on the 26th, I attended on behalf of the Petawawa Pantry, the Putt for the Pantry, which was a golf tournament to raise funds for the pantry, and it was coordinated by Councillor Driscoll, and I just want to thank everyone who participated in that event, and for the over $9,000 that was raised for the pantry with Adam and his team. So well done to you guys. On the 30th of September, I chaired a seniors advisory committee meeting. On the 31st of July, did I say September?
You're getting a little ahead of
Wow.
yourself.
I
right?
sure did. I think I recognize that. On the 31st of July, I attended the retirement luncheon for a longtime employee, Stephen Keith. He gave over 38 plus years to the town of Petawawa, and there are many people out there to wish him success in his retirement, wonderful health, and doing all things he loves for many years to come. On the 9th of August, while I was on holidays and we were going upriver through the lock system on the Rideau Canal, you just never know who you're going to run into. And we were out on the lock system, and I ran into a young lady who is part of a firm who's going to be coming to the town of Petawawa in early September, engaged by the Quality Inn to do promotional video. And they'll be shooting a number of places to visit in the town of Petawawa and things to see. And so, you always have to say hello to people because you never know what kind of gems you'll have. My husband may be in that video, and I thought it would be a really good idea to promote our whole visit your communities, visit your neighboring municipalities, and staycation in beautiful Ontario. So on the 14th, I was fortunate enough to be able to attend the Miracle Treat Day at Dairy Queen, where they raise funds for Miracle Treat Day and enjoy a beautiful blizzard. But the most fun that I had, though, however, was purchasing some softballs that I could lob at the dunk tank to dunk our mayor. And I have to say, it was a real sport. It was a little bit of a cold day, put in a couple of hours, teeth chattering by the end. But out of 6 balls that I purchased, I was able to dunk them 3 times. So yay!
You still got it.
And then on the 19th of August, I attended Algonquin College, where the Chamber of Commerce was hosting a breakfast to bring together business leaders and businesses in our community for interaction and socialization. The Dean of Algonquin College was also the keynote speaker and talked about some of the innovation that they are doing and some of the programs that are coming forward for Algonquin College to position them well into the future. So it was a really good day to be there. And then on the 22nd of August, I attended the Heritage Village, where the monument was relocated from Brindle Road to the Heritage Village, depicting the first Lutheran settlers here in the town of Petawawa. So thanks very much to everybody who attended that. And it's right on at the front, so it's easy to see. And I encourage everybody to go out and take a look at that monument. It's got a nice little write-up. So thank you, Mr. Mayor. The other thing, sorry, I thanked you too soon. I have 2 posters. The first one, I just like to acknowledge that the 2nd annual Emergency and Protective Services Unite event will be held in Stafford Park on 3rd Avenue on the 13th of September. It brings together members of the fire departments, police departments, paramedics, and other affiliated types of services for some friendly competition and to work as a team. It's a spectator event, so we encourage anybody who wants to go out and watch some good competition to please go out. It starts at 10 a.m. And then the other poster that I brought was just the draft again of the National Seniors Day event, which will be held on the 1st of October and will be for those in our communities who are 50 plus. And we have a number of guest speakers who will be out. Registration will open in about 2 weeks. And it is a free event, which lunch will be included, but we do need people to register. So I'll bring it back to our next meeting and let you know that specific date when the registration will open up, because we are only accepting the first 100 registrants. Thank you now, Mr. Mayor. I'm done.
Busy summer. Councillor Kerman.
Nothing to report tonight.
Right? Councillor Kukas.
Thank you, Mayor Cyrus. I can report on August 16th and 17th. I attended the powwow at the Algonquins of McLaughlin First Nation. So made it a tradition to be there for the grand entry on Saturday and then to come back now for Sunday, because one day is never enough, it seems. A lot to do there. And then on August 23rd, I attended the grand official opening of Doghouse Brewery with our mayor and also fellow councillor and councillors, beg pardon. It was a wonderful event. I was coming just to be there with my family and then just pulled into the picture. But when they repeated again the story of how far they've come and what they built, it really hit me again how lucky we are to have businesses who choose to come to Petawawa, to grow in Petawawa. And I was really pleased to hear their comment about how the town has helped them thrive. So I'm really glad if we are achieving that vision of making this a great place for businesses to come and to set up and to have those durable stories. So that was a really special moment. I didn't expect on my Saturday, but that's important. Thank you.
Thanks. Councillor Driscoll.
Mr. Mayor, on the 17th, I also attended the powwow, which is a great event. On the 23rd, I attended the Taste of the Valley in Rancho Valley, and I'm really looking forward to when it's back in Petawawa next year because it is a great event. It also did the Doghouse Brewery opening, and that evening I went to the Busker Fest in Pembroke, which is also a great event. It was well attended this year, and it's nice to see when other neighboring municipalities can somewhat compare to our great events we hold here. And then on the 24th, since I wasn't able to make it to the Heritage Village, on the Saturday, I attended the Trailhead Baptist Church's sermon at the chapel at the Heritage Village, which was quite nice. And also last week, I took my kids camping in a golf and park. I would challenge anybody who's interested in braving the elements to take 3 kids under 4 for a couple nights in the backcountry. But that would be it for this week. Thank you.
Great man, Councillor Driscoll.
Great.
Councillor Donovan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On the 22nd, I as well attended the Heritage Villages reallocation or relocation, pardon me, of their monument and the celebration around that. On the 23rd, I attended the Doghouse grand opening as well. Great turnout. It was good to see the team that he's sponsoring for ball was there. It was a well-run event. On the 24th, I was able to attend the Association of Federal Retirees annual barbecue down at Jubilee Lodge. Had an opportunity to speak to them about some of our ways forward with regards to services for seniors, a little bit about our Seniors Day that is coming up. There's lots of interest there, and just around the value of what we're doing in Petawawa in terms of both accessibility and senior services. And that is it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councillor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. August 12th, I attended a feedback meeting. Topics at this meeting were discussions on business grants, programs, and opportunities for local businesses. There are also a new digital grant for small businesses, and anyone interested should reach out to the economic department at the town office. We had a good round table talk about the wayfinding and signage project. A lot of good discussion there. And some of the challenges for having the property location as well. We had good dialogue about the Petawawa Ramble, and we are receiving fantastic results from people and businesses signing up to be part of this great event as we continue to see solid growth. And this really helps promote tourism in our town and brings our community together at this time of year. I also continue to oversee operations at Festival Hall. We're very busy now into the fall and winter Christmas promotional season and already into next year with many events. So please check us out online, and we can see what we all have to offer. There's something special for everyone. I'm also continuing my efforts on sourcing information for our planned facility lighting and grade as well.
Thank you. Okay, in the last couple of weeks, on August 11th, the CAO and I attended a county shared opportunities meeting, I'll call it, with the CAO and their director of finance. We just had a nice meeting and chat about possible, I guess we'll say, personnel sharing opportunities, purchasing sharing opportunities, and all kinds of other possible shared opportunities between the county of Renfrew and the town of Petawawa. I think we're going to have an upcoming meeting to discuss even further opportunities and how we can proceed. It was a great meeting, and it was nice to see all of the different avenues we can explore with the county. On the 13th was county council. On the 14th, there was a doctor recruiting dinner in Pembroke again. That was the third one I've been to. This one was for first year, I always say interns, but I know there's another word for residents. That's it. First year residents at the Pembroke Regional Hospital. So there was about 7 of them there, and there's 14 residents total between first and second year residents. And I was quite pleasantly surprised to learn that 11 of the 14 live in Petawawa. And I would say for the most part, they are very happy in Petawawa and seem like they all plan to stay here. So maybe in the very near future, our doctor shortage may be fixed. I'm hoping. Also, that day was the Miracle Treat Day at Dairy Queen. I was glad to help out and raise some funds. And Deputy Mayor Sabrin said she used to play softball, but I think she still could. Because she hit the target 3 out of 6 times. Yeah, I think I got dunked about 47 or 48 times in an hour. It wasn't that the cold water I was worried about. It was swallowing the water. It was starting to look a little funky. On the 15th, there was a youth market at the Container Market. On the 18th, the CAO and I went down to the AMO conference in Ottawa for a delegation with the Minister of Finance, talking about PILT and the Ontario Municipal Partnership Fund. The meetings are quick and it's hard to gauge if they're successful in any way, but it was a good conversation to have. On the 22nd, I was also at the Heritage Village to see the monument being relocated. And I also hung around. There was an Indigenous ceremony as well with some drumming and some dancing, a little bit of storytelling as well. And that was great to see. And on the 23rd, also at the grand opening of the doghouse, I'll just add to the comments that it's great to see a veteran and a presently serving in the military member starting and carrying on a business here in the town of Petawawa. That's great to see. And I just want to thank the Deputy Mayor for attending Algonquin College on my behalf and Councillor Donovan for going to the retiree fellow symposium, I guess, on my behalf as well. Thanks for doing that. Okay, we do have a closed meeting, so I need a motion to go into close. Moved by Councillor Coutu, seconded by Councillor Driscoll, that the meeting be closed pursuant to section 239, paragraph 2, paragraph C of the Municipal Act 2001, S.O.2001, C.25, to discuss a proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality or local board, and that the meeting be closed pursuant to section 239, paragraph 2, paragraph D, and paragraph D of the Municipal Act 2001, S.O.2001, C.25, to discuss personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees and labor relations or employee negotiations regarding the recruitment process for the position of Director of Finance. I'll call for the vote. All in favor? It's carried. Okay, we are now out of our closed meeting, back into open session. Just to let you know that a closed meeting was held. Council provided direction to staff regarding the proposed acquisition of land. And council provided further direction to the CAO regarding the Director of Finance position. There's nothing further to report. I need a motion I'll read you the motion so you know what the, what you're going to move. The council directs staff to negotiate the purchase of approximately 0.146 acres of land on Norman Street to resolve an existing encroachment issue. So I would need a motion to approve that. Moved by Councillor Root, seconded by Councillor Donovan. The council directs staff to negotiate the purchase of approximately 0.146 acres of land on Norman Street to resolve an existing encroachment issue. I'll call for the vote. All in favor? It's carried. I need a motion for the confirming bylaw. Moved by Councillor Driscoll, seconded by Councillor Coutu, that bylaw 1775/25 be read a first, second, and third time and passed. I'll call for the vote. All in favor? It's carried.
Corporation of the Town of Petawawa, bylaw 1775/25, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at its meeting held on August 25th, 2025, be read first, second, and third time and passed. This constitutes first, second, and third reading short of bylaw 1775/25.
I need a motion to adjourn. Moved by Councillor Carmody, second by Councillor Coutu, that the meeting adjourn at the call of the mayor. I'll call for the vote. All in favor? It's carried.